and welcome to Your Broken Galaxy. I am Broken. This video was a recommended idea from the comments section by LRods279. If you have an idea you'd like me to go over, please put it in the comments below and I might do it. I'm answering, what if the Republic started drafting citizens? So we start our story today just after the Battle of Geonosis. Palpatine gets up in front of all of the Senate and says, "Honored Senators, I'm gravely disappointed to tell you today that the Separatist movement have engaged in armed revolt. Thankfully, due to the powers invested in me last week to call for the formation of an army, a grand army of the Republic, was able to strike at the heart of the Separatist military operation and attain a first victory in the first battle of this great war." And good old Bail Organa says, "Wait a minute. We gave you power to form a military last week. How in the galaxy were you able to actually form a fully equipped, trained, supplied, and staffed military so quickly? It should have taken more along the lines of 10 years than 5 days. And Palpatine says, "Yes, well, unbeknownst to me, right about the time that I came into office of Supreme Chancellor, a rogue Jedi Knight hired a bounty hunter whose form was cloned in order to create millions of clones which were trained in secret over the last 10 years. That seems horribly suspect to me," Bale says. "An entire literal army was developed in 10 years, and it just so happened to show up and be prepared right on time for this war to break out." "Wait a second," another senator says. "As my colleagues here know, I'm on the Intelligence Committee, and I was able to see videos and pictures of the battle. The bounty hunter that was cloned is named Jango Fett. If you'll all take a look at the view screens in your hoverpods, I'm sending you a picture of this Jango Fett. He's literally standing next to Count Dooku. It's his right-hand man. Thankfully, Master Windu of the Jedi Order defeated Jango Fett," Palpatine says. "Yeah," the senator continues, "but that's like really freaking weird, man. Why is the secret army that was created for the Republic based on the guy that was the right-hand man of the enemy of the Republic? I think something strange is going on." "My dear senators," Palpatine says, "let me assure you we have taken every measure to ensure the loyalty of the clones to the Republic." "How? How in the world could you have done that?" the senator from Balasar asks. "They have only been here for a week. I heard that the planet on which they were created wasn't even part of the Republic." "Oh, that reminds me," Palpatine interjects. "We need to let Kamino join the Republic." "Now wait just a minute here," an Athorian senator says. "I'm not handing the security of the galaxy over to these Kaminoans and the secret clone army that they developed. I say that we disband the clone army and start a draft." "Hear, hear," another senator says. "I second," says another. "Yes, vote now," another says, and the room starts chanting "vote now," as the Senate often does. Palpatine is like screwed, right? He looks over at Masamita, who just kind of shrugs with a look on his face that demonstrates he has no idea what to do. So Palpatine says, "All right, let's vote." And they do, and they decide to have a draft. The clone army is disbanded, leading to an immediately clone homelessness crisis. All of the military equipment for the clones was distributed to a wide array of member worlds. The actual armor only fit a super small percentage of the volunteers and draftees, but the guns and ships still worked okay, and everyone started kind of trying to build up an army. Meanwhile, in the Outer Rim, the Separatist army was just utterly dominating world after world. So Palpatine calls Dooku and says, "This is terrible, man. What are we going to do?" And Dooku says, "Well, the Republic doesn't stand a chance. Why don't you just have the droid army take over the galaxy and still rule?" And Palpatine is like, I guess that could work, but I can't do the Order 66. The whole point of the clone army was to kill the Jedi." So Dooku says, "Yeah, that kind of stinks." About a year into the war, the Republic is basically on its last leg. The Jedi have lost thousands of members in the fighting, and one day the Senate, good old Mon Mothma says, "Look, can I be real with you guys? Palpatine is the absolute worst. He's like, no one we've ever had has been as bad as this guy. I suggest a vote of no confidence, followed by a vote of surrender to the CIS. Let them have their uncontested freedom from the Republic. And the votes both pass. So Sidious flies to Dooku and says, all right, Count, let's just go ahead and take these guys over after all. And Dooku says, but we've agreed to the terms of surrender. There's nothing to be done. And Palpatine says, well, you better unagree. I want my freaking empire. And Dooku says, I'm sorry, Lord Sidious, but I think it's time that you leave. And a bunch of Magna Guards and Grievous are all there. So Sidious is like, very well, and heads off all mad and stuff. The next week, Palpatine appears on a news program from a secret location in Hutt space, declaring his full evil plan to the galaxy. He tells them how he manipulated both sides of the war, and it was all a ploy to get power, and Dooku was his puppet, and Anakin is married to Padme, so there is just turmoil in the galaxy, right? Dooku is voted out of office by the Separatist Council, Anakin is severely reprimanded by the Jedi Order, and Palpatine just starts sipping Mai Tais on a beach, watching the galaxy burn before him. He says he'll give one more interview, and when he does, he looks dead into the camera and says, execute Order 66. And he sits back, knowing that the clones will now stop at nothing to kill the Jedi. Unfortunately for Sheev, because most of the clones were homeless, they never actually saw the interview and just lived their miserable lives for the next few years. Thanks to their hard work ethic, though, many of them eventually found jobs and meaning in their life. The galaxy is just wrecked by the political corruption that is on full display, and Sheev has to stay in Hutt space for the rest of his life out of a fear from assassination or incarceration. Well, that is my video for today. Thank you for watching, everyone. I really do appreciate it. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers. I have over 975 now. So if you would do me the incredible honor of subscribing, I would be grateful. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 by April 3rd, the 1-year anniversary of the first video that I posted on this channel, which is less than a month away. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that garbage.